Welcome to Talks Cryptids, Episode 1, The Squonk. Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm 28 and from the Cincinnati area. My obsession with cryptids started when I was in the 7th grade, and although I couldn't possibly pick a favorite, I would say that Mothman was my introduction and my first cryptid love and is very important to me. Just some ground rules before we go over. Community, not competition, is something I saw on a YouTube channel called Scott's Odysseys when I was researching for this video. We're all just trying to have a good time. This isn't that serious, and I promise you don't have to argue about anything because it's all fine. All right, let's get to the squonk. What is it? The squonk is a genderless, small, quadruped animal with little to no hair on its body, but it is covered in moles and warts. Described as having, quote, ill-fitting skin, it is always crying. Always has a stream of tears running down its face. Think of like a weepy pig, but worse. Where is it seen? It's found in the hemlock forest of Pennsylvania around dawn or dusk. First origin. In 1910, William T. Cox, a forester and scientist, wrote Fearsome Creatures of the Underwood. In this collection of cryptids, Cox describes multiple creatures, including the squonk. This is the first written account of the squonk, but there had been many stories going back to the 1890s. Funny enough, this book was dedicated to the Order of the Hoo-Hoo and all who know the Fellowship of the Woods. The Hoo-Hoo, the Order of the Hoo-Hoo, was a fraternal order of lumber workers that worked all over the country, including in the hemlock forest of Pennsylvania. What is the hemlock tree? Well, the hemlock, or the tsuga tree, is a tree that when its needles are crushed or boiled, they smell like hemlock plant. Hemlock plants are very poisonous, but fortunately, these trees are not poisonous, they just smell like it. The hemlock tree is the state tree of Pennsylvania. These hemlock forests are incredibly important to the lumber industry and economy of Pennsylvania in the early 20th century. And, okay, back to the squonk. The squonk is reportedly ashamed of its own appearance, so it hides during the day. It has very poor eyesight and cannot see at night, so they usually only venture out at dawn or at dusk. Some say that the squonk stays away from water at night to avoid its own reflection. Some say it stays away at night because they are always crying and the water will show up easier at night. Not sure how true that is, that's just something I read. Much like the opossum, the squonk can play dead, but instead of slowing their heart rate and flopping over, the squonk plays dead by crying so hard that they dissolve into a liquid puddle when threatened in any way. There is an early 20th century man named J.P. Wentling, and he captured a squonk in a sack. By the time J.P. got home, the squonk had dissolved into water, leaving nothing but a wet, empty burlap sack. Glimpses of the squonk are few and far between, but most sightings were reported by lumberjacks working in the hemlock forests. The lumber industry and the squonk. Starting in the late 19th century, the logging and lumber industry in Pennsylvania was booming. With this boom came more and more opportunities for squonk sightings, as lumberjacks and lumber mills moved into the squonk's natural habitat of the hemlock forests. Lumber workers shared stories about the squonk regularly through the 1890s and the 1900s. This led to the squonk chapter in William T. Cox's book and a dedication to the Order of the Hoo-Hoo. So the squonk's history is forever intertwined with the history of lumber and its effect on the economy and livelihood for the entire state of Pennsylvania. Nowadays, the squonk is a hometown hero for many parts of Pennsylvania. And there is even a festival in the squonk's honor every year called Squonkapalooza in Johnstown, PA. This year, it's on August 2nd, and I will be there. Another fun fact is that the progressive 1970s and 1980s rock band Genesis has a 7-minute song about the squonk. Give it a listen. And this is just something fun I thought I'd do. Each cryptid I do, I want to relate them back to somebody in pop culture or a character from a movie or book or something. So I decided that if the squonk was anybody in pop culture, the squonk would be Millicent from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, who was always very anxious and crying a lot, much like the squonk. All right, thank you all so much for talking cryptids with me. Drop down in the comments what cryptids you want to learn about next, or if there's any festivals that I can highlight, because I really love doing this. It's a big passion of mine, and I hope you guys have a great Friday.